Welcome to Module 10 of the UNCDF and IDEP course on Inclusive Digital Transformation. This is Peter Sparboom speaking. In this final module, we will cover what we hope you will all be ready for after completing this course, the development or adaptation of an inclusive digital transformation strategy. Gains from digital technology are not inevitable. In fact, despite significant investments, many technology-based programs have failed. Important reasons for failure include a lack of leadership from national governments, siloed and uncoordinated strategies and investment, a lack of representation and participation of stakeholders, a lack of focus on harmonization and interoperability, and a lack of user consultation and involvement in the design of services. The purpose of a national digital transformation strategy is to make sure technology does result in economic growth and that this growth is inclusive of vulnerable groups. While most African countries have an ICT strategy or plan that covers the technology sector, only a small number of African countries have a comprehensive digital transformation strategy that covers the entire economy. This is the list of 11 national strategies that we have been able to identify. If we missed your country, let us know. However, at least 24 African countries have conducted an assessment of their level of digital transformation. Different organizations have developed diagnostic frameworks for conducting an assessment of the level of digital transformation of an economy. They include the diagnostic framework developed by UNCDF, the Inclusive Digital Economy Scorecard IDES described in the previous module, the diagnostic framework of the Smart Africa Initiative, the framework of the World Bank's Digital Economy for Africa Initiative, and the framework developed by the Pathways for Prosperity Commission. Yes, that's right. As you can see, some countries seem to have done more than one diagnostic. Now, how to develop or improve an inclusive digital transformation strategy? According to the Digital Impact Alliance, or DIAL, which has analyzed the efforts of multiple development actors promoting inclusive digital transformation with the goal of achieving the SDGs, 4 factors are particularly important for success. A whole-of-government approach sets governments up to weigh the trade-offs and ensure coherence across a range of digital transformation policy objectives. A whole-of-society approach, or multi-stakeholder approach, builds ownership. It can help inclusive design, mitigate risks, and establish sustainable accountability. Regional harmonization around shared policies, platforms, and peer learning accelerates country growth by strengthening negotiating power and economies of scale. And cross-sectoral digital transformation investments of global development actors, specifically donors, should be aligned with national and regional strategies. In addition, The 9 principles for digital development have been shown to help avoid failure of digital programming. They are: design with the user, understand the existing ecosystem, design for scale, build for sustainability, be data-driven, use open standards, open data, open source, and open innovation, reuse and improve, address privacy and security, and be collaborative. Pathways for Prosperity Commission, in its Digital Economy Toolkit, proposes a 3-step process to develop a digital transformation agenda: the conduct of a readiness assessment, the identification of priorities through dialogue, and the crafting of a strategy. The first step is the readiness assessment. Ideally, a readiness assessment is conducted by a group of representatives from all different ministries, together with key representatives from the private sector and civil society. Several international institutions have been developing technical diagnostic frameworks, as we saw, and providing technical and financial support to countries for the implementation of these diagnostics. They each propose a set of pillars around which assessments can be structured. The second step is the identification of priorities. By definition, a strategy is not inclusive unless priorities are set through multi-stakeholder dialogue. It is important to invite a broad set of leaders and experts from the private sector, civil society, development actors, and all relevant areas of government at the table. Dialogue can first of all be used to build consensus on a vision for the digital economy in terms of citizens' access to and usage of digital services, particularly for vulnerable groups. Dialogue also serves to jointly analyze the country's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. A recognition of the interactions, interdependencies, and overlaps creates buy-in for joint investments and coordination of effort. Analysis of a country's similarities and differences with other countries in the region and on the continent helps to identify unique competitive advantages that may be exploited. And then the third step is the crafting of a strategy. Based on an analysis from the readiness assessment and the shared conclusions from dialogue, governments need to draft an actual national inclusive digital transformation strategy document. The format of the strategy document depends on its function, and it is important to build in flexibility from the outset, as new opportunities could be identified as technology progresses.